Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this breaking news that we are reporting from Astoria, Queens. And let's go right directly to the Citizen app, to their Twitter feed, and they're showing as a result of a earlier transformer explosion, there's an ongoing ground stop on LaGuardia Airport. And also, we just received through the Notify NYC that there is suspension on the 7 train. Let's enter to the MTA's website. Let's click a refresh. All right, we have uh, there is no 7 local and express service between 74th Street Broadway and Flushing Main Street. This is because of a temporary loss of power between Flushing Main Street and Maxwell's Point. And also, we have been receiving reports from our contributors on Twitter. According to Alex Rivera, who lives in the area affected, there are some parts of Astoria that there is no light, and this is a footage from Keith Alberman. Let's play it from the beginning. Let's listen into Fox 5.
Facebook. We have not seen any of those people here yet because we're at 67th and 3rd. It's this time at night here about 10 o'clock. It's usually pretty quiet up here, so there are very few people walking on the street. But if you check out social media, there were a lot of people posting on Twitter. Again, though, in speaking with the FDNY and the NYPD, no injuries. They are reporting at this point no injuries. But again, a lot of people on the ground there in Astoria, Queens, checking this out, but confirming for us tonight this is a transformer explosion at a Con Ed facility. Back to you.
All right, thank you very much, Linda. All right, Jessica Hermoso is in Astoria now with more on what we're learning about the power outages. She's not far from where that explosion took place. Jessica.
That's right, Steve. I'm actually standing right outside the power plant here in Astoria, Queens. Now we're hearing from Con Edison, who tells us that it was a fire at their plant here in Astoria. Lights are flickering in parts of northern Queens, and we also know that LaGuardia has generators. They're using their generators right now. I want to take you to see what's happening here. We have a lot of police presence. We see the emergency vehicle going into I did speak to residents in this area, and we actually going to bring in Lisa Listone, who lives about 3 blocks away. She can tell us exactly what happened. It was around 9, 10 in the morning, in the afternoon, 9:10, 9:15. The power went off for about a minute, and then when we looked through our back window, we saw fire, and we went outside, and it was lit up completely.
from a movie. There was a loud noise right after the explosion. All our neighbors came running out. No one really knew what to do. We didn't know whether to start running and get into our cars. It was just really scary.
You were telling me you're still nervous now, even though it happened at 9:10.
I'm still shaking because it was just such a scary experience.
When you heard the loud noise, what was it like? Explain to our viewers what that noise sounded like.
It sounded like just like something else was going to happen, like something else was going to explode.
Did you guys run out of your home?
We did. We were all standing in front of our homes and our neighbors didn't know whether to run away with their kids. Some down, some neighbors started away, and it was just a scary experience. Like right now, it's so calm.
Right. I was just gonna say, the scene here very calm. There are police officers at the scene. We see vehicles, kind of vehicles going in and out of this power plant. But I mean, you would never thought that at 9:10 something like this happened.
No, you would not have thought. You would not have thought. But it was certainly scary, and I have family and friends texting me from everywhere, from Brooklyn, from the Bronx, asking if we were okay, because they felt it and they saw lights, they saw how everything was illuminated, and I think that was the scariest part, the explosion and how the sky was completely.
We saw fire though.
We saw fire from our back window. We saw the actual fire coming out,
this area.
and we felt it right away that it was a transformer. We knew that a transformer had blown up.
And then, I mean, there's no fire now. We do not see any signs of fire right now. Was that like something quick? Did you hear
It was
the fire
quick.
department?
It was quick, and then as soon as that buzzing, that loud buzzing sound stopped, then that's when we heard all the fire trucks coming in, the helicopters. But we're all fine, thank God.
Good to hear. Thank you so much for telling us what happened. And again, Con Edison now confirming that there was a fire here at this Con Ed plant here in Astoria. We're on 31st Street and 20th Avenue. A lot of residents here. Like I said, but it's very calm at this hour. We see police officers. We have seen Con Edison trucks coming in and out of here. And again, some people may be dealing with outages, especially flickering lights, and like or that LaGuardia Airport is using generators at this hour. I send it back to both of you in the studio.
Very good. Thank you, Jessica. Well, no, it is a relief because anyone who saw that light show couldn't help but think the worst. We're going to take a look at that video earlier. It's covered by social media.
All right. We just heard Fox 5 reporting it. Let's see Pix 11.
My kid and my dog, and I go out, and my son, a lot of people outside to the street.
Did he lose power?
Yeah.
Apparently, Pix 11 has Christian Benavides, but since that Christian Benavides is not my cup of tea, we're gonna follow some reports receiving through our email alert system regarding the situation over there at Astoria, Queens. And we know there is no 7 train service east of 74th Street Broadway because of the temporary loss of power between Metzwitz Point and Flushing Main Street, and also is affecting bus service at LaGuardia Airport. And we have that the M60 Select bus service will only stop at Terminal B, and then the next stop will be 77th Street and Astoria Boulevard because of NYPD and FDNY activity at LaGuardia Airport. Let's see the routes from Queens. Strangely, that the Q70, the Q48, and the Q72 are not affected. But we're gonna keep an eye on this. So we are right now at Con Edison's Twitter feed page, and then posted 14 minutes ago that we're working with the FDNY to respond to a substation fire in Astoria. We will provide updates as we have more information. And of course, if you're on Periscope, you can follow Agenda Free TV for more information regarding this transformer explosion at Astoria in Queens. The substation is located at 31st Street and 20th Avenue. The traffic is in a complete standstill in the area. And it is a very interesting night. Let's check the FDNY's Twitter feed. They posted 21 minutes ago that they are investigating a transform incident in Queens. The department has received numerous calls of reports of explosions in the area of Long Island City and Astoria, Queens. So let's listen in to Agenda Free TV on Periscope.
Blue light floods NYC sky as transformer explodes in Queens. Everybody is talking about this. A transformer explosion in Queens sent an eerie blue light flooding into the nighttime sky over New York City tonight, startling residents. Con Edison says a couple of transformers tripped online at the substation at 20th Ave and 32nd Street, sparking a fire. The fire is reportedly under control, by the way. The explosion lit up the night sky so brightly in neighborhoods like Astoria and Queens that it briefly appeared to be daytime. Smoke arose from the source of the blue light, visible as far as Manhattan. In Queens or Manhattan, power surge across Queens. Hope no injuries. The power went out at the Barney Airport. Just to think about that. Massive blue light over Queens. What in the world? What would you have thought that was if you were there? And Jacob Trevino says, what is going on out toward Queens? Strange blue light show. Let's look at this. Look at this. It's crazy. Look at that. That's a crazy video. NYC Firewire says explosion at the Con Ed plant in Astoria confirming a fire at the facility. Here's another video from George Martinez. Entire sky lit up. It's kind of crazy when you saw this and you didn't know that it was just a transformer fire at the Con Ed plant. What did you?
All right, folks, we just received notification from CNN reporting about this breaking news from Astoria, Queens. And we have this story was published at 10:08 tonight, and it says that the New York Police Department is investigating a transformer explosion at the Con Edison power plant in Queens. The department tweeted, multiple fires are taking place because of a, quote, couple of transformers tripped offline at the intersection of 20th Avenue and 32nd Street in Astoria, Queens. Con Edison spokesperson Bob McGee told CNN the explosion lit up the sky in shades of blue. Quote, the light you see throughout the city appear to have been from the transformer explosion at a Con Edison facility in Queens. The fire is under control. We will update as more information becomes available, according to the NYPD on their Twitter account. So we have Jessica Formoso and Linda Schmidt from Fox 5 at the scene over there at Astoria, Queens. And already between Queens hashtag Astoria is already trending on Twitter. So we're gonna even News 12 The Bronx is reporting regarding this. So and the 43rd precinct in the Bronx posted this tweet 35 minutes ago. We'll show you no aliens have landed in the Bronx. And of course, we have NBC News is reporting this also. And we have Chief Linda Hoffman from the NYPD Community Affairs tweeted the 114th precinct investigating transformer at Astoria East North. Queens Connect Plan, please avoid 20th Avenue and 31st Street. Please avoid the area. And New York Metro Weather posted in their Twitter page 2 minutes ago for those asking, yes, the low clouds definitely help to make Con Ed power incident visible from farther away. The atmosphere, parenthesis, is a very bright light emanating from the source, was partially scattered back towards the ground. And even this explosion was viewed on the east side of Manhattan, especially on the FDR Drive. And also, the Queensboro Bridge is closed, according to 511. Let's see what else we have. We have NBC News reporting this. We have an update. LaGuardia ground stop removed by the FAA after airport expansion following transformer explosion in Queens. And we have Chief Terrence Monahan tweeted 4 minutes ago that the transformer explosion at a Connight plant in Queens is under control and no injuries as of yet. And we have CNN's political analyst and White House correspondent and Washington bureau chief for the American Urban Radio Network's April Ryan also tweeted about this 5 minutes ago. AM New York um, posted this. We have CBS News reported that the City Council Speaker Corey Johnson says that the LaGuardia Airport has been temporarily closed due to a transformer explosion in Queens. Scattered power outages is reported elsewhere. So, since that uh, so technically right now 7 train services suspended between 74th Street Broadway and Flushing Main Street. Let's see what else we see on Twitter. Let's listen in what Fox 5 is reporting.
Con Ed facility in Astoria. Dan Rice, who's in the chopper right now, joins us live with the latest. Dan. And you can see here inside the Con Ed plant, this appears to be where the explosion happened. You look at those three solitary poles sitting there with all the damage on them. Look at the building to the right. You can see a lot of scorch marks on the top of that roof, on the side of the building as well. I'm going to show you a similar building just to the west of it. You can see this white building here, very similar to what we're just showing you. No damage to that building. On the very top of those three poles appear to be, I guess those are the transformers. I got to be honest, I'm not exactly sure what all the equipment is down there, but you can see those poles with three pieces of equipment on them. And over here, we see these three poles without anything on them. We have debris on the ground down there. So here's whatever the situation was here earlier tonight. It is back under control. One other thing to note, LaGuardia was telling us because of the power issues, for a while they had stopped departures at the airport. They were allowing arrivals only, but we are watching departures starting to leave there. So if you're heading to LaGuardia, expect heavy delays there now because of the issues from the problem over here at the Con Ed plant earlier tonight. Steve Van House. Very well. Thank you, Dan.
Dan, I know you're saying he wasn't an expert on what those pieces of equipment were, but you could certainly see the difference between one building and the other. One was scorching. Yeah. You could see there had been an explosion. One looking perfectly normal. So you get a sense of what happened. Right?
Absolutely. Yeah. That was quite the sight. That's more video. This was shot by Matt King driving along the FDR. You can see, if you're driving along and you see that, you're right to be petrified here in New York City. It was quite the show.
We have here Google Maps if we are showing to you the area where the power plant is. Let's activate it on a satellite form. This is the Con Ed plant right here. And we're talking about that the incident happened around here. So I'm assuming that the Q100 is also affected. Let's see if we have more information from the MTA. All right, we have 7 train service has resumed making all stops after Con Ed explosion in Queens. Expect extensive delays on 7 train service in both directions. If you need to go between Manhattan and Queens, take the E, F, or R trains. But in addition, we have service changes on the app that's affecting the F train right now. And due to the 53rd Street corridor closure, we have some Brooklyn bound F trains are running via crosstown from Court Square to Bergen Street. But our best recommendation, you might consider taking the Long Island Railroad. And we still have the M60 stopping only at Terminal B. Then the following stop will be 77th Street and let's see what Pix 11 is saying.
Thank you for staying with us. I'm John Muller.
And I'm Shirley Chan. Corey and Tamsin have the night off. Now, this explosion causing power surges and outages across our area. It could be seen and felt from miles and miles away.
Yeah, let's go back to Christian Benavides at the scene right now in Astoria. Christian. Yeah, and FDNY right now is responding to multiple emergencies. People trapped in elevators because of that power outage that happened because of the explosion. Now, I want you to check out, this is the Con Edison plant where this happened. You can see some vehicles that are coming out of the Con Edison plant right now. And there are multiple street closures while Con Edison is investigating exactly what happened. I just want you to take a look at what is happening right now here on scene. Again, they're investigating what they're calling a transformer that might have exploded. We have been speaking to witnesses, and what we're going to do now is we're going to speak to Dylan. Dylan, how you doing? You live only about a block or two away.
Yeah, right over there, right down the block.
So tell me, what did you see? What did you hear? You said you felt the explosion.
Felt an explosion. I was on the phone with my friend, actually, and all of a sudden the lights flickered. I'm like, what's going on over here? Then heard a big boom, like more than thunder, probably just like a big crash or an explosion of some sort. Immediately, I ran to my back room to see what was going on, and the whole sky was lit up. Even from the side window, I could see it was blue, green, and white outside. It was crazy. Outside, saw a big cloud of smoke coming through. There's one or two people walking outside, trying to avoid, and according to some witnesses, some sparks that were flying out as well, and cars that were endangered.
Yeah, and you saw the sky just turn blue.
Blue, green, white. It was crazy. I don't know what was going on. People thought it was an alien attack, terrorist attack, but thankfully it was just, a transformer explosion, and hopefully everyone's okay.
Yeah, and just describe to me, when you walked outside of your apartment building, what did you see?
Just a lot of chaos, crowds of people that were just concerned, didn't know what was going on. The whole block was outside, big groups, trying to see what was going on over here. Immediately, firefighters, undercover cops, ambulances were out here seeing and on the scene immediately. It's cleared up quite a bit since, but over here there's a ton of traffic. Cars were lined up down the block. There was complete gridlock over here.
It was a very chaotic scene. Thank you, Dylan. We also have David. He's also a resident that heard the explosion. You live pretty nearby too. Tell me, what exactly happened? What did you hear?
I was just speaking to my family in the apartment, and all of a sudden the light started to fade, like from one end to the other. It wasn't like a blackout. All of a sudden I saw like the sky turning blue, and like a noise outside. It was like I felt like something in the sky, but you don't know what could it be. So I was just turning off the lights, thinking something emergency happened, something crazy, but nothing in the news. Everything was like normal. So we were just waiting it out.
About what time was that? And just walk me through what you did once you walked outside of your apartment building.
I didn't go outside, but I didn't look at the time because I was just like thinking, what should we do next? All I did was just grab my keys. We went to one room, just stay there, and we just waited to see if anything showed up on like a radio or TV or like a media, social media or anything.
And then what happened? At what point did you decide to leave the apartment building, and what did you see when you walked out?
We waited like about like maybe 30 minutes, 40 minutes. But then we waited to see if we see something on the news, but we didn't. So I decided to come down here and check it out myself to see what's going on. But we came mostly because, I want to see what's really going on here in my neighborhood. And if there was an explosion or something like that, I would think to see if there's fire trucks or something like that.
All right. Thank you very much, David. Thank you. FDNY telling us that they have controlled the situation. Now, I want you to just kind of check out what's happening here. We are right now on 20th Avenue and 31st Street. This is the Con Edison plant. And if you just look to the right of the plant, that street completely blocked off. You look to the left, also blocked off. There are only Con Edison trucks and emergency vehicles that are being allowed in, obviously because this is still a very fluid situation. But what we are not seeing is that blue cloud of smoke that so many people reported seeing and that so many people did see. And, we have seen the video. So many people, so many witnesses out here telling us that they heard that explosion. And this is the activity that we're seeing. Just Con Edison trucks that are going by and a lot of police officers that are out on the street. Of course, we're going to keep talking to witnesses. And once we get another witness over here, we'll come right back to you guys so you guys can understand and better understand how people are reacting to what has happened. But again, FDNY reportedly going to multiple emergencies, people stuck in elevators because of that short outage. We have seen that the lights have gone back on in some of the buildings that are around here, but we don't know the full extent of what's going on. We're still waiting for official word from Con Edison and from FDNY. We're live in Queens. I'm Cristian Benavides, 611 News.
Cristian, thank you very much. Really incredible that there doesn't seem to be any injuries right now from all this. People as far away as Jersey, Westchester.
All right. We're seeing a tweet that Mayor Warren Wilhelm Jr. posted on Twitter, and he is saying what we know: light caused by electrical surge at substation. No current fire, no injuries. MTA has power, but there's delays on the 7 train. Power is coming back at LaGuardia Airport and expect delays. And Con Edison is evaluating outages right now. So let's listen in to Pix 11 reporter Jay Dow, who is at LaGuardia Airport.
Initially, all flights in and out of LaGuardia were canceled, put on hold, a full ground stop. From what we understand, reportedly now, incoming flights are allowed. There are no outgoing flights. We can tell you that one of our photographers is in Terminal B, where the lights are now back on, but he spoke with a family that was stuck in an elevator for about an hour. At one point, we have reports that at least 3 or 4 terminals, A, B, C, and D, were out of power. The latest that we're hearing to get online, Terminal C and D, A and B are back up and running. We can confirm from Tom that Terminal B is back up and running. You don't have many flights coming, not this hour, but certainly when you have no planes in the sky, that is an early indication early on of what the seriousness of what was happening. But again, we can tell you that as the situation improves, everyone who's watching at home, if you have someone who's flying into LaGuardia, if you just dropped off someone who's waiting to take a flight, hopefully that situation will improve. The good news, of course, no injuries. And obviously, when you hear of an airport losing power, your thoughts immediately go to the worst. We can assure you that there were no major issues regarding any kind of injuries here at LaGuardia. It was a power outage and certainly backup power in place here as they rebuild this entire airport and slowly but surely get the terminals back online that lost power initially after that transformer blew. We're live at LaGuardia. Jay Dow, Pix 11 News.
Certainly good to know those flights are at least going in now, Jay. Thank you very much. We'll check back.
Yeah, but also the MTA experiencing some issues. We're learning that the MTA does have power, but there are delays on the 7 train right now. So if you are about to get on the 7 train, be wary of that, and we will keep you posted. We'll have more to come.
Yes, we will. Stay with us, folks. We'll be right back.
We're gonna change the world. This is part of it.
All right, we just posted from Flight Radar 24, and we are going to go to their Twitter feed right now. And this is the latest information that they have. Flights operating at LaGuardia in New York after transformer explosion near the airport caused a brief power failure at terminals, but some diversions are taking place. So let's check those arrivals. All right. We have all right. We have a Delta flight that was the to we have Delta Flight 973 coming from Detroit was diverted into JFK Airport. And also we have the Delta Flight number 942 coming from Fort Lauderdale was diverted into Baltimore. So we have Delta's Flight 842 was diverted into Washington Dulles. We have the 1103 flight for Wharf is canceled. We have the 1108 arrival from United. Flight 1013 was diverted into Newark. And we have Spirit Airlines Flight 710 that's arriving from Fort Lauderdale was diverted into Atlantic City Airport. Also, we have a flight to we have flight from American Airlines number 360 coming from Miami is delayed. Also, we have a Frontier flight 59 from Islip is canceled. And we have a Delta flight number 1596 was diverted into Detroit. and all the rest remains either scheduled, on time, so let's repeat the flights that are arriving or diverted. We have Delta flight number 842 coming from Tampa was diverted into Washington Dulles. We have Delta Airlines flight 973 coming from Detroit was diverted to JFK Airport. We have Delta Flight 952 coming from Fort Lauderdale was diverted to Detroit. We have United Flight number 1013 coming from Denver has been diverted into Newark. And we have Spirit Airlines Flight 710 coming from Fort Lauderdale has been diverted into Atlantic City. And also we have Delta Flight 1956 coming from Minneapolis, St. Paul has been diverted into Detroit. But also we have Frontier Flight 1596 from Islip that's supposed to arrive at 11:41 has been canceled. Also, we have American Airlines flight number 360 coming from Miami is delayed and now it's going to arrive at 11:57. Also, we have Delta Airlines flight 2820 is delayed. We have American Airlines flight 2708 that's coming from Dallas Fort Worth is canceled. Let's see the departure flights. And we have Frontier flight number 1597 departing from LaGuardia to Miami has been canceled. So let's return back to the screen. Let's see the flights that are on ground. So let's zoom in into the area of LaGuardia Airport. We have a helicopter that's flying over the the condensing power plant. Meanwhile, let's view the airport delays throughout the country. We have delays in New Orleans, Baltimore, Houston, Houston Continental, Houston Hobby, St. Louis, Dallas, Dallas Love Field, Midway, Kuwait, Nashville, and Salt Lake City. And we have that LaGuardia Airport has been There's been reported that there are some flights departing, some not. So we're gonna keep monitoring this situation pretty closely. As the 11 o'clock newscast comes. But in the meantime, we have um, um, unplanned service change regarding the 2 train and Manhattan bound 2 trains on One Express from East 180th Street to 3rd Avenue 149th Street because of a train brakes were automatically activated at Simpson Street. So as we know right now, the area of 20th Avenue and 31st Street is closed for traffic as we speak. Right now it's 10:48 and the temperature is 42 degrees here at New York City. And since that we have an account with Flight Radar 24, we are going to access our account. And now we could view things better. See, we have all the flights now, but in a in a better format. And for those who are turning in now, here are the flights that were supposed to arrive to LaGuardia Airport. Some landed, some of them were diverted. And we're talking about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 flights that were supposed to arrive at Newark. They were diverted. And one of them is the Delta Airlines flight number 842 arriving from Tampa was diverted into Washington Dulles. We have Delta Airlines Flight 973 arriving from Detroit was diverted to JFK. We have Delta Airlines Flight number 952 arriving from Fort Lauderdale was diverted into Baltimore. We have United Airlines Flight 1013 arriving from Denver was diverted into Newark. We have Spirit Airlines Flight 710 This one was diverted into Atlantic City. And we have Delta Airlines flight number 1596 arriving from Minneapolis and was diverted into Detroit. But also we have the Frontier flight number 1596 that was supposed to arrive from Islip was canceled. And also we have Spirit Airlines flight number 630 that was supposed to arrive from Atlantic City has been canceled. And also we have delays on American Airlines flight number 360 arriving from Miami. It's expected to arrive at 11:57. Also, we have Delta Airlines flight 2820 that arrives from Miami that is scheduled to arrive at 1:11 in the morning. Meanwhile, we have American Airlines flight number 2708 arriving from Dallas Fort Worth has been canceled. Let's see the departures. All right, we have Frontier flight 1597 departing to Miami has been canceled. And that's the last flight that was supposed to depart from LaGuardia Airport this evening. All the remainder of the flights are scheduled to depart tomorrow morning starting at 5:30. So um let's see the latest uh mentions. And we have this tweet from Black Room Media, and he took this photograph from Newark, from so even from Newark you could have seen the blue lights. We have this person that took this video from Manhattan. Obviously, it looks like it's near the FDR Drive. So now we are 3 minutes away from the 11 o'clock newscast on Channel 2, Channel 4, Channel 7, Telemundo 47, and our Universion. Even Files in New Jersey has reported this, but no other, let's say, news outlet outside the New York City area has reported this. Not even WKRG, NBC 15. So, in other words, no local media outlet from the Florida Panhandle has been reporting this. So let's keep checking. Let's check Con Edison's Twitter feed to see if there's any updates. Let's see the FDNY. No update from no update from the FDNY.
Even that what you're paying for. Let it go. Let yourself go. You've never seen.
We have Greg Marker from Pix 11 tweeting, Note 7 train hitting another train.
Now, New York's #1 news. Channel 7 Eyewitness News. Breaking news tonight, a huge power plant explosion in Queens, lighting up the sky over New York City tonight. The dark night suddenly turning into that surreal turquoise you see right there by an exploding transformer. Those who live nearby say this was very loud. The fire that existed was extinguished. There were power outages on the 7 subway trains and at LaGuardia Airport. Flights canceled. The airport brought to a standstill. So many people turning to social media and wondering, what in the world was that? Good evening, everyone. At 11 o'clock, I'm Bill Ritter. Sade is off tonight. The transformed sky could be seen for miles across the tri-state. Remarkably, no reports of any injury. So how did this happen? Is there danger in the air from the explosion? We have 2 eyewitness reporters covering the story tonight. We're going to start with Josh Einiger. He is near the Con Ed plant in Astoria, Queens. Josh.
First of all, Bill, we can start with the good news. As terrifying, frankly, as this was for a lot of people across the area tonight, there is no lingering effect. We are told there were no injuries. The power, for the most part, is generally back on across the area. Mayor de Blasio put out a tweet within the hour with some bullet points that you should know. This light in the sky was caused by an electrical surge at the Con Ed substation where I'm standing right right now. There was no fire, or at least I should say there's no current fire. There are no injuries. The MTA has power, but there are delays on the 7 train. Power is coming back on at LaGuardia, but expect delays. You'll hear more from Stefan Kim about that in a little bit. And Con Ed is evaluating potential outages in the area right now. This after a bizarre and downright scary night. Tonight, the sky over Astoria was vibrating like a lightsaber in a Star Wars movie. The light so bright, it was like high noon.
Oh my God! And I heard a giant bang. I thought it was fireworks going off, and I looked to my right, and I saw just yellow sparks in the...
Let's see Channel 4.
Even once the lights came back on, the FAA had to inspect the airport and their systems before they could reopen. Now, people already on board their planes had to disembark with the sky still glowing blue behind them. One passenger tweeted their pilot had to abort a landing. We spoke with several passengers.
It's from a pretty decent distance from the airport that there was an orange light in the sky, and it didn't look like a real fire. It was like greenish blue. And then when we landed, we heard that there was no power in our terminal.
And we are still getting many, many reactions from social media from all across the city. It seems like nobody will really forget this night for a long time, the night that the Northern Lights, or at least something that looked like it, came to New York City. We're live in Astoria. Michael George, News 4 New York.
Like something out of a sci-fi movie. Michael George, thank you very much. I want to go now to News 4's Jackie Beckford at that Con Ed substation in Astoria. Check, we understand the fire is out now, correct?
Let's check Channel 2.
Cut off. In literally a second, everything got cut off. So we got mad at first because we thought it was something with the building, and then we try to go on our phones. Our phones are like about to die and they're buffering. So me and him, it gets weird, you know. And we go and I called him, and he's on the bridge and he tells me something, the sky is blue or something like that. I go up on the roof.
We are learning right now that even as north as Yonkers is reporting power outages as we speak.
It's always two.
Let's see Telemundo.
Instalación de la compañía con Edison y regreso contigo, Adri, creo que tienes un...
Bueno, let's Ricardo Corraz.
Sí, es muy importante dejar saber que, según información provista por el propio alcalde y por la oficina del alcalde, el número 1 ha estado en comunicación con personal y con la gerencia de la compañía, con Edison, precisamente para detallar y sobre todo buscar o ampliar la investigación del origen de lo que se produjo acá en términos de la explosión. Así que han estado en comunicación. Muy importante también, el alcalde ha dicho que se trabaja precisamente para saber la causa de esta descarga eléctrica y que la MTA ha experimentado retrasos, sobre todo el tren de la línea 7. Y con respecto a La Guardia, las personas que vayan a hacer sus viajes correspondientes, pues tienen que estar preparados para esperar un poco más a la hora de abordar sus viajes. Esta es toda la información al momento. Yo soy Ricardo Currás. Paso contigo, André.
Claro que sí, Ricardo, muchas gracias. Más adelante seguramente volveremos contigo y más.
Let's check Telemundo.
Causas, dice.
Esta semana esta noche en Peterborough, Nueva Jersey, un centro comercial sufrió un apagón alrededor de las 7:40.
Video right now over your voice.
Yes, absolutely. Is it usually a large bang or if you say an explosion?
All right, we have on Channel 7 interviewing over the phone Mike Clendenin, who is a Con Ed spokesperson. Let's listen in.
The area, and that's what causes the flickering lights momentarily to dip on and off.
How do we get more definition than for some apparent reason this happened?
We'll get to the bottom of exactly what happened with the equipment. That'll take some time to get in there and examine the equipment, find out what went wrong.
right now, we're just trying to make sure that everything stays safe, and that and right now everything seems to be working.
Very quickly, Michael, and I know you're very busy, and I appreciate you taking time. Any danger in the air from this?
No, it's all within that big yard that we have at the northern part of Astoria. As I said, it went out very quickly, and we'll fully examine whatever could have been released, but it was well within the property where that substation is located, and no reason for anyone to be concerned.
Yeah, but millions of people saw it, and they were at first certainly concerned. Thank you for taking time to explain all this. Mike Condanon, spokesman for Con Ed. Keep us posted, Mike. Good luck tonight. Meanwhile, there was some transportation affected. The number 7 subway line, which of course runs through Queens, was stopped. There was no power, but now service, we're told, has resumed, but with what they're calling some delays. And LaGuardia Airport, affected the hardest, forced to go on emergency generator power tonight right after the explosion. It got hit hard. Pilots and air traffic control forced to reroute planes for a time, and there is no shortage right now still of confusing information from officials at the airport and the Port Authority. Passengers are left scratching their heads or just leaving the airport. Eyewitness reporter Stefan Kim with the latest. He's live at LaGuardia for us. Stefan.
People just wondering, what is that? Is this something out of a Ghostbusters film? Or
So where do you guys go from here as far as lessons learned? Anything you're going to be looking at tomorrow? What's the next step?
And now we have News for New York interviewing another Con Ed spokesperson, Bob McGee. Let's listen in.
McGee with Con Ed. Thanks so much for taking the time to answer some of our questions.
Thanks,
we're going to stay on top of this story, bring you any new information as it comes in.
Really, it is bizarre. And you and I were going through the videos and the pictures here online, and we thank the viewers for sending those all to us right away when it all started to happen there.
I'm sure all of this. Okay, we're going to move on now to some more news.
Shock to residents who live there. It's scary, honestly.
Sanitation venga a llevarse un viaje de basura. Univisión 41, ¿sabe? Es que son hispanos. Que la policía tome asunto en eso, porque realmente si uno viene.
All right, the local media has been pretty much covered this, but let's see other local news outlets like the ones that once was my TV station. They have a code red. At least they posted in the national news. Let's see WEAR, their sister station. Of course, they mention it also. Let's go a little bit east to Panama City. At least WJHG mentions it, but in the NBC News headline. Let's go westward to Orlando. to see if in Orlando has been one. Honestly, for a future broadcast, we're going to view what West 2 has been investigating regarding grade crossings down there in Orlando. And of course, they mention it on national news. Let's go to Miami to NBC6. And you guys know that NBC6 is the sister station of News for New York. And it says on this broadcast, man apparently shot after and then blue skies in New York City create stir on social media. Let's head north to Boston to see if up there they mentioned it. And they have it in their page. Now let's go to the Midwest, to Chicago. It looks like Chicago doesn't have it on their web page. But let's go to WGAN. And we are here at WGAN's website. And of course, they show it on their website. This is the sister station of Pix 11. Now let's go north. Let's say south to Dallas. Let's see if they have it on their page. To know that hasn't been the case, let's go more westward to LA. To NBC4 in Los Angeles to see if they have on their webpage. It appears that they don't have it on their webpage. Let's go to a little bit north to San Francisco. And of course, they are not mentioning it on their website. Let's go to KTLA. That is the other sister station of Pix 11. Let's see if they mention in their page. Not yet, but let's read what is going on regarding Spectrum. Oh, it looks like if you have Spectrum in the LA area on January 1st, 2019, you may lose the connection of KTLA. But of course, that doesn't affect us here in New York City. So now they're doing weather and basically all the media outlets even in Telemundo. So let's return to Flight Radar to see what we have right now. Let's see if any other arriving flights towards Newark. No, let's say my mistake. LaGuardia has been canceled, diverted. So everything is going back into control here at the LaGuardia Airport. Let's take a last look at Twitter to see if we see any update. Let's check my notifications page. Alright, Galindo. Let's check Conant's website. To see how many people are affected by this outage.
And Bill, we have brand new information from Con Ed. First of all, Rikers Island is now entirely on backup generator power as a result of what happened at the substation behind me here in Astoria. Let's show you some video. What a light show in the sky over northern Queens. It could be seen from miles and miles around. People on Long Island could see it. And the sky over Astoria, the air was humming with electrical power, blue light that turned into daylight in the immediate several blocks around this facility. Con Ed is blaming what they describe as a brief electrical fire here at this substation. That involved a series of transformers caused what they call a transmission dip, which was effectively an explosion. People here heard a loud explosion, and of course you saw that giant light in the sky. The good news is that no one was hurt at the actual Con Ed facility or anywhere else, and most power is generally has been more or less uninterrupted. We heard from a Con Ed spokesperson, Philip Bryan, just a few minutes ago.
We understand that power has been restored to LaGuardia. We understand that Rikers is on generators, but check on that. And that there were some residual delays with nearby subway trains. We have no reported injuries, and we have no outages to residential or commercial customers within the feed lines, the feeders of this area.
In the past few minutes, we heard from a mayoral spokesperson that there are no indications of local air quality issues at this early stage. A lot of people in this neighborhood have been coming up to us and asking about that, although health and environmental officials will continue to monitor that. Con Ed says it's going to continue to investigate what caused this in the first place. As for the airports, there's been chaos tonight at the airports. There was a full half hour when there was no service at all in or out of LaGuardia Airport, and that has led to residual delays. And of course, we're checking on this Rikers Island story that they, at least for much of the night, have been on backup generators. A lot more coming up tomorrow morning. But for now, we are live in Astoria, Queens tonight. Josh Einiger, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
There's a lot more to cover in the story. Josh, great work out there tonight. And when we come back?
We have breaking news. Channel 7 has reported that Rikers Island is on power generators throughout the night. And right now we are at the Con Edison power outage page, and we have scattered power outages throughout the area. We have one in the vicinity of looks like Wakefield in the Bronx. It looks like Bronx Boulevard between East 240th Street and Wakefield Avenue is a single. We're talking about 4632 Bronx Boulevard. That's one. The other outage right? There's one customer without electricity in the area of Penn Parkway. Let's keep going south. Let's start in the area of College Point. And we have a customer at 22nd Avenue and 125th Street. This is at College Point, Queens. Let's head east. We have here the resident at 31-27 98th Street between 31st and 32nd Avenue. This is area of Corona in Queens. Let's go to the area of Steinway. We have the resident at 42-12 21st Avenue between 42nd and 43rd Street is without electricity, without power. And they're estimating that by 3 in the morning, this person will have power. Also, we have 40-22 Cottage Point Boulevard between Roosevelt Avenue and 40th Road doesn't have power. Let's see other areas that don't have power right now. We have here at 14906 Northern Boulevard between 149th Street and 149th Place. We have here 43-46 Utopia Parkway between Northern Boulevard and 45th Avenue. That person doesn't have power. Also, we have 51-19 199th Street between 51st Avenue and 53rd Avenue. This is Arbondale and Queens. Also, we have 5 customers at Nashville Boulevard. We have 22, no, we have 21-312, 21-320, 21-318, 21-314, and 21-316 on Nashville Boulevard. This is at Cambia Heights, and this is between this is at Nashville Boulevard between Colfax Street and Murdoch Avenue at Cambia Heights. Let's go into Brooklyn. We have one resident at 804 East 56th Street between Fargo Road Glenwood Road and Foster Avenue. This is at the Flatlands. Also, we have 3064 Bedford Avenue in Brooklyn, between Avenue I and Avenue J. This is at Midwood. We have one resident at East 8th Street between Foster Avenue and Avenue H. At West Midwood. We have people without power at Borough Park, Sunset Park, at Carroll Gardens, Stuyvesant Heights, Sumner Houses. So up to now, Con Edison is reporting 46 customers without power. And there has been 32 power outages reported as we speak. So it is 11:34 in the evening. Uh, we're gonna continue to report this situation throughout the day tomorrow. So stay tuned to Matt Camper's YouTube channel and my YouTube channel for more. So that being said, we want to thank everybody for joining us on this Thursday night and enjoy the rest of your night.